Welcome, race fans, to Talladega here, where the IWCR is taking the track here in the Gen 6 cars for 100 laps. This is going to be an awesome race. These guys have been out here practicing and having a great time. I gotta thank my good old buddy here joining me in the booth tonight, Roger Wagner. Welcome, Roger.
Thank you, Rudy. It's always a pleasure. Have a blast doing these Friday night races with you, and I'm really looking forward to the Super Speedway here. Bunch of cars, bunch of fast, good drivers. This is going to be exciting.
Also, I got another driver in here, John Schweikert, joining me in the booth here for just a little while here till the guys do get ready to go out here and turn some qualifying laps. So welcome, John.
Glad to be up here for a few minutes, guys. You guys doing good tonight?
Yes.
You know, you're like the Michael Waltrip of the IWCR, aren't you?
Well, I'd be more than happy to go down there and do a pit walk, but everybody's tuning in their sets here at the last minute, so they might not appreciate that.
I mean, you know, you show up in the booth to broadcast for a few minutes, and you run down and run the Super Speedway race. Sounds just like you.
Yeah, he's got his announcer hat and he's got his driver's hat. He put on.
Yeah. Yeah, puts his suit jacket and his tie on over his racing suit and sits in the booth.
There you go. There you go.
Nothing like a sharp-dressed man.
That's right. Just ask the ladies.
Well, John, you're going to be out here running tonight. What kind of race are you expecting out of these drivers?
Well, if you guys remember, last time we went to Talladega, it was a really, really good race. I believe we only had maybe one caution, and then we backed that up again at Daytona. We had like one caution, I think, again. So for some reason, we get these restrictor plate tracks. They're a lot of fun to watch, a lot of fun to race, and we don't have very many yellows. Now, every time I've talked to you guys about this, I think I've jinxed us, but we'll see how it goes tonight.
All right, well, so pushing out here tonight now, I noticed the cars have full tape on there. How's that going to keep the field kind of in check?
Basically, you're not going to be able to push for very long because you're going to get hot. So, you know, if people do hook up, it's going to be very quick. And another side note is if you start pushing on the corners of these cars, you're going to spin out somebody, either yourself or the guy in front of you. So it's going to take a lot of skill tonight to keep these cars cool. And if you do push correctly.
Well, to break in here real quick, the truth is that's a glitch that shows in the garage. These cars really only have 50% tape on them. The glitch, and I don't know why racing hasn't fixed it yet, but in the garage it shows full tape, but they're running with 50. Tonight, these guys are running with 50% fuel, so we're only going to see runs of about 22 to 25 laps before they pit, because they've lightened the fuel load in these cars for this race so that it actually, under green, it actually breaks the field up just a little bit. The one thing I know we've seen with this bunch in the past with the restrictor plate racing is, even when they go through green flag pit stops and it spreads the field out, it doesn't take them very long to form up in groups and get that whole giant pack back together. So we're going to see strung out racing, and then we're going to turn right around and see these guys all get back in packs if these things go through green flag stops. It's the drivers, and I know John can touch on this, nerve-wracking as heck for the drivers the whole time, because you got to push to get back to the guys that are in front of you, but you can't push too much because you'll either blow it up or you'll do like John said and jump on a corner of a car and either spin yourself out when you disconnect, or you'll spin the guy in front of you out because he's not ready for where you're pushing. Am I right or am I wrong, John?
You're absolutely right, and it's even more nerve-wracking when you're trying to make pit stops, and if you get several drivers all together, I mean, that's going to be excitement coming on pit road.
Yeah, if you don't communicate what you're doing and where you're going on your line headed for the pits, yeah, you're going to have mayhem all over that infield paved area right there going down towards pit road.
Yeah, I say this, you know, pretty much almost every broadcast. Roger can attest to this, that I think communication is probably the most important key factor out there on the track. You've got to let the drivers around you know what your intentions are, and they need to be letting you know what their intentions are. So, you know, they're very important to keep everybody, you know, safe out there. That's got to be the key factor, communication.
Yeah, if the guys don't talk to each other at least a little bit, boy, it can really make for bad situations for more than one driver. And, you know, the speeds that they're carrying and as close a racing as they're doing, the slightest mistake, and not only can you ruin your night, but you could ruin half the field. I mean, we could have the big one in a split second if there's no communication.
Well, I'll tell you this: the teams up and down right now, they're all discussing strategy. Every team in here right now, they're deciding where to go. The back, try and ride in the front, see how this thing shakes out. So this is a lot of mental to try and figure out where to put your car in position so you don't get caught up in a big one. And believe it or not, even though you're just going a straight line and a little bit in the turns, you're working in there mentally to try and figure out what to do.
Sorry, I was resetting some things because I got some guys I know aren't in the right paint, so I was resetting a few things there. But I agree with you 100%, John. I've been into some of the channels talking to some of the guys, and everyone is trying to make up their mind. Do we want to push and go to the front, or do we want to sit back and ride and let this thing play out through the first set of stops and then try to stay grouped up and make a run for it? And their strategy all up and down the board. Some guys want to just try to hold their position. Some guys said, I just want to get out of the mess and go to the back. Some guys have said, I want to try to get there and go to the front real quick. It's been really strange, everything that I've heard so far, from hang on to let's drop back. It's been all over the board.
I'll make a friendly little bet with you and Rudy. I'll bet that number 3 car, Johnny Reed Foley, he goes to the front right now.
Oh, I bet he does his best to go to the front. I have no doubts about that. But I'll bet the 1 car probably works his way towards the back after an initial toe in the water, shall we say?
That guy's slow.
Well, I mean, he is our Michael Waltrip, after all. We all know about Michael.
All right, well, guys, they've got 10 minutes here to qualify. This is open qualifying, which I think is pretty cool. I really kind of wish.
Watch.
Yeah, I really kind of wish, Roger, that they would do the format that we did a couple weeks ago there, where we got to watch each one qualify individually. That was amazing.
Yeah, I like to watch the individual qualifying. I especially like to go back and watch it in our broadcast because I feel like that makes our broadcast even better than it really is. And I know I'm tooting our horn again, but when we get to watch individual, it's more like a real NASCAR race to me when I go back and watch them, and I have a blast doing the qualifying session. So this is going to be great to watch them in a group. This is going to be like F1 qualifying, which is going to be kind of cool. We're going to see guys draft for position, and the guys that draft the best are going to be at the front. So watch out,
Yeah, everybody lining up just like they're going to do a pit party here, and take the green flag and roll out together. And everybody going to try to get the best lap they can. So this is kind of a shoot and hope deal right here. John, if you're out there on the track with them, be careful, and I wish you the best of luck.
Yeah, thanks. I'm right here behind the number 35. I'm really not sure how this is going to work out, but it's going to be interesting.
I do like the innovation. I love that they try new things pretty regular here for qualifying and everything else. So I think when they figure out what they like the best, I think we're going to see them stick with that. I don't think this is a bad idea. I think it's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting for us to sit here and watch, Rudy. I mean, we can watch everybody.
Yeah, that's the cool thing about it.
I'm back here at the back. I'm watching Don Stewart and Keith Shaner back here at the back. So,
but I'm just like in love with that format we did a couple weeks ago. I just love that to death. I just think it is just like the best thing since sliced bread. It's just that good.
This is just a thought, and I know I'm putting this out there recorded for everyone to hear anytime, but maybe we could talk more of these groups into doing it. Maybe we could give them the qualifying session as a freebie if they're willing to do it.
Yeah, that would be a pretty good idea.
Kind of an incentive too, we charge you for just the race broadcast. If you do individual qualifying, so we can cover your qualifying, we'll do it as a added freebie. Ooh, we've had a big wreck already.
Oh man, I guess so.
Thomas Brenner just got turned and killed in qualifying. He's still flipping down the backstretch. Oh, he got hit by the 44 car there of Zach Miller.
Schweikert starting to lose that draft to the front back here. What the heck?
Strategy.
I think you need to put it in fourth gear, John.
It's a little strategy. I'm going to try and back up here a little bit, see if I can get a good run and push somebody hard and get that draft.
I got you. I'm just teasing you, yeah.
Well, the guy in front of you would have to hold a straight line, I think. The old Laughing Clown malt liquor car there. And I got to mention that Go Fast Turn Left as a team is doing the tribute tonight to Talladega Nights, running the cars from the movie paint schemes. Randall Drake is in the Wonder Bread car. Joe Roberts is in the Perrier car. Zach Jahalis is in the Laughing Clown malt liquor car. Johnny Reed Foley is in the Old Spice car. And I can't remember if there's another one or not in that group, but I know those four for sure.
Oh, good night, Irene.
Woo! Yeah, that's going to leave a mark. He won't be racing that car tonight. Better get the backup on to do it. And the 54 car, man, he'd take another ride. Woo! Speedsack.
Hope you got lots of extra body parts there, John.
Looks like we're going to the hauler.
Lucky he's not going to the hospital.
Actually, I just went back and looked at the replay. That was a little net code.
Nice looking car Foley's got. I like that. He used to be one of my favorite clones, Old Spice. Back in the day. I'm talking way back many.
Well, you are old, aren't you, Rudy?
Many moons ago, yes. Yes, thank you very much.
Well, gentlemen, it looks like I'll be starting around 10th mid-pack, so I appreciate you letting me hang out here during qualifying, a little pre-race action, and I'll see what I can do to give you guys the best show possibly can with this #1 Marine Chevrolet.
All right, thank you, John.
Hopefully we'll
and good
talk
luck.
to you later at the end of the event in one of the podium spots, and not before it's over, after you've come out of the infield care center. And do me a favor, send my regards to the rest of WCR. Tell them I said hey, and I will come catch you for the podcast after a while.
Well, we're either going to wad up another car or we will be a victory lane, so you guys have fun watching this. This is going to be a fun time.
All right, buddy. We'll see you.
I think we've had another driver or two jumped in the race there. So I had to kind of reset everything here to make sure I did.
Well, here's what we're gonna do. Here's what we're gonna do. It looks like this top 12. This top 12 is going to go back out. They're doing a knockout style qualifying. This top 12 is going to go back out and take another shot at trying to qualify in this last 3.5 minutes.
All right.
So, Donald Stewart, John Spisak, John Schweikert, Michael Leiby, Jason Berg, Nathan Sedlick, Ross Cato, Ken Worley, Joe Roberts, Fred Scarfy, Johnny Reed Foley, and Barry Jacobs are going to go back out, make another run at trying to improve on their position and their time, and that's going to set the field. I kind of like the format. And maybe it's only the top 10 I might have miscounted. So Spisak and Stewart won't be back out there, but everyone after that will be.
Yeah, top 10.
Well, here's Schweikert's chance in the backup car to come out here and start deep and make a run at trying to move himself up.
Well, they got a little less than 2.5 minutes to get around here and turn in see if they can't have a better lap. Schweiker getting stuck back there in the back, but that's not really a bad place to be because you can pick up a lot of head steam back there in the back.
I think that was by design. I think he did that on purpose, trying to get this run right here so he could pull up on the 37, push him. They could pull off of the 12 and the 35 and get a great run down this backstretch and try to improve their starting positions.
46,998. He's way back here, hooked up with Johnny Reed Foley. Well, let's see if either one of them there, being those two are the fastest two out there, let's see if they can better it this time by.
Now they're catching a little bit now off of that 6 car. Yep. Oh boy, they are messing it up. They can't touch each other. They can't bump traffic, period. Oh, there's a wreck. There's your wreck. There's your qualifying wreck. Now it's just going to be up to them top 4. Scarfy and Worley moved up.
All right, looks like qualifying is coming to an end. Jacobs is going to be our pole sitter.
Yeah, Jacobs and Foley will occupy that front row.
And all right, as they get ready here to take the grid, we will head down trackside and see if we can't get, as they all start taking the grid, we'll run down the qualifying order here. Barry Jacobs Jr. on the pole in the number 91 with a 46.997. Great lap. Didn't get to see him finish his last lap there. They got him and Johnny Foley got wrecked out, but it looked like a lot of fun. All right, Johnny Foley going to be starting. Excuse me, in second spot in the number 3. We're going to wait a minute till they do grid.
Yeah, they're working on gridding now. We give a special shout out tonight to John Schweikert's brother, who is supposed to be watching the broadcast. This is the Marine. We went over this story a couple of times now. This is his brother. He's a Marine, serves our country well, and I especially would like to say thank you. I know, speaking kind of for Rudy here, that he'd like to say thanks for your service too. We really do appreciate it, man. We hope you enjoy the broadcast, and cheer hard for your brother. Sometimes it helps.
Absolutely, and thank you, Roger. Appreciate that, and thank you for your service. Okay, now our leader takes the grid here in the number 91, Barry Jacobs. Johnny Reed Foley on the outside of him, hasn't gridded yet in the number 3. Fred Scarfy in third spot in the number 21. Ken Worley in fourth in the 37. In fifth, the number 12 of Ross Cato. In sixth, the number 5 of Michael Leiby. In seventh, the number 6 of Joe Roberts. In eighth, the number 35 of Nathan Sedlick. In ninth, the 86 of Jason Berg. John Schweikert starting in the 10th spot in the number 1. In 11th, number 54 of John Spisak. Spisak? Is that how I say
Spisak.
it? Spisak. Okay. In 12th, the number 56 of Donald Stewart. In 13th, the number 8 of Paul Crumry. In 14th, the number 19 of Michael Muncie. And the top 15 here, Zachary Miller starting in 44. Roger?
47 car, Keith Shannon will start in the 16th position. Randall Drake will start 17th in the number 9. 18th position will be the 22 of Scott Hunziker. Thomas Brandner in the 24 will start in the 19th position. Brian Littleson will start 20th in the 27 car. John Virgo will start 21st in the number 48. And Galen Gidman will not round out this field, as there's some drivers who just chose not to take qualifying. That's my mistake. Gidman drives the 94 car. David Butterworth, in the 81 car will be in the 25th position, and rounding out our field will be Zachary Chahalis in the number 4 car.
Okay, we're going to get back up here to the leader. And Roger, I want you to call this down and get this thing rocking and rolling here today.
Okay, hopefully I can catch my breath before we get there. And I apologize now if I sound like I was choking to death, but I was. I don't know if I'm over what I had, so hopefully I can make it through this whole thing.
Alright. Lights are off on the pace car. Everybody doubled up. Ready to head out here for 100 laps here at Talladega.
It's going to be a really, really good race, I think. These guys are really good at what they do, and they love this super speedway racing. It's going to be a lot of fun. You got to remember that starting line here isn't like a Daytona in the middle of that trial. It's way on past at the end of pit road, so that pace car ducking off right now, we still got a couple minutes before we go green. It's a long ways around here.
Sure is.
Well, here we go. The boys are going and the green flag's out, and we're underway. And really quick there, Foley jumped down behind Jacobs, and they're going to get stretched into a line real fast. That outside line led by Ken Worley may fall back just a little bit here for a second, Rudy.
Yeah, a great start by these guys. Jacobs getting one heck of a good start, jumping out ahead. And like you said, Foley following right in behind him, but now Foley looking to the outside of him. Hoping maybe somebody would go up there with him, but boy, he gets a great run, but just can't get clear of Jacobs.
No, he might have thought about waiting another lap on that so he'd had a little better run getting back up to speed, or getting up to speed. Because down the backstretch on that first lap, you come out behind that car in front of you, and it's just a wall of air. You just right up against it.
Well, it looks like coming to the line here, Jacobs is going to lead the very first lap. Barely.
That was close.
Yeah, very close. About 26 one-thousandths of a second. That's pretty close.
Well, that outside line has formed up nicely here on this second lap. You got 4 cars up there, and you only got about 6 or 7 on the inside line. That 4 cars may be able to hang for a while.
Yeah,
if they would get dead in the line, Rudy, I think they could scoot on past. They got 5 cars out there now. I think they could scoot past these guys.
I think that's what these guys are seeing right now. They're seeing that, okay, you can't push for very long here, so staying in the draft with them, getting a multi-car draft hooked up nose to tail, not touching, they can motor on by on the high side, I do believe. I'm with you on that, Roger.
There goes Foley up there. And, and I forgot to mention in that Talladega race that Ross Cato is driving that 12 car, the me car, and he's right there pushing his teammate Foley. Joe Roberts right behind that. So those 3 go fast turn left guys are right there on the high side pushing each other, and they gave Foley the lead that last lap.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Probably an intentional thing there just to get him up there so he does lead a lap. You remember, Roger, one of the most fantastic races I have ever got to witness in my short career of iRacing was when we broadcasted the B-League race for them, and Johnny Reed Foley won the championship, and that was just an absolute amazing race. And to see Johnny Reed Foley, he won the race on fuel mileage and won the championship. So definitely talking about a very tough customer right there on the high side.
Well, you know, he's trying to stay perfect at IWCR this week. He did win the race at Homestead on fuel mods. He did win the championship in the Nationwide Series, and here he is trying to bring home the Cup win on Friday night, which would only leave him needing to get the truck win tomorrow night to sweep the week.
Yeah, very cool.
And I'm going to bet with the talented drivers they've got here, no one's ever done that in IWCR before.
Right.
I don't know that as fact, but I'm willing to put a little money on that. That's true.
Michael Leiby in the number 5 right there hanging on the low side. He's been there since the green flag drop and doing quite well. Nobody really pushing right now, so everybody just wanting to ride along with some of these laps chewed up. Coming around here to take lap number 6.
But, you know, I drifted back off the Zeus and I started watching some of these other guys in this group here. And I'm back here on the 16th place car of Randall Drake, a.k.a. Ricky Bobby tonight, in that Wonder Bread car for those go fast turn left guys. And right behind him, Brian Wilson from WCR. And they closed up there on Zach Miller, and then Drake went to the outside, but Wilderson decided not to go with him. I thought maybe they were going to try to make a run on the high side and get up there in that front 10 pack of cars, but it looks like Wilderson's content to sit right behind Miller there.
Thomas Brander goes up on the high side and maybe try to get hooked up with Randall Drake and passing a couple of cars on the low line there. The 44 of Zachary Miller does get passed up by those two, and they're not slowing up at all, man. They're keeping right on it going. Coming up on the 19 of Michael Muncie, clearing him now. So they are hooked up and motoring. I just hope Thomas takes it easy on that throttle and doesn't blow that engine up.
Well, you know, with the 50% tape and the light fuel load, it's going to make pitting more frequent, but with that 50% tape, you just can't push. Maybe on the straightaways, and then you got to breathe it out in the corners, but man, you're not going to be able to do it long.
That's for sure.
Sorry, we had a little action close to the front. The 86 car there of Jason Berg got way out of shape and had to get out of line. Randall Drake was nice enough to let him back in, but now Brandner, his partner, is under fire from the 54 of John Spisak.
Joe Roberts, one I never want to count out because he always seems like he is there at the end, already up to the 6th position and doing real well here. This guy's taking lap number 8 out of 100. A long ways to go here tonight at Talladega.
I'll tell you what I think I see, and I'm going to go jump on the replay and look. But I think on that last lap, when I talked about that 86 of Bird getting out of shape, I think he got a little contact from the 54 of Spisak, and when he did, it knocked him out of line. That's exactly what happened in the replay. It knocked them both out of line. He pushed on the left rear corner, and you just can't get off the center of the bumper on these cars.
Right. And Jason Berg, he's got a lot of damage on the rear of that car.
Yeah, that left corner's pushed in pretty bad, and that's making that spoiler lay down on the left side. And as that air flows across it, he's losing that downforce on the inside portion of the car.
But it doesn't seem to be slowing him up any, Roger.
No, if he holds in that spot in that rocking chair right there, in between two cars, I think he'll be okay. As long as Foley, who is back to about, 6th place now, doesn't get up there and try to push on that car.
Foley pulls back out. He took the low line there for just a little bit. Schweiker now on the low line. Yeah, he is coming up into
I don't know how Cato got to the front, but Ross Cato got to the front of this back. It happened when I was going back watching that replay. But good job, Ross Cato, getting out front like that.
Absolutely. These guys, they know how to get around this joint. I know a lot of people say that it doesn't take much talent to drive here, but I'll tell you what. If you ever remember hearing the stories about Dale Earnhardt being able to see the air, you can trust that there is a lot of truth in that. These guys out here,
you can teach a monkey to run at these super speedways, but in truth, if you don't have car control, you can't race here, because that's what this is about. Being able to hold a line, follow a guy, follow his line, and being able to work your feet and your hands at the same time. It takes a lot of talent to run these super speedways.
It does. I mean, I'll give it, you know, oh man, what happened to that low line? Boy, they checked up big time. Look at this high line moving now. Joe Roberts just passing these guys left and right, moves clear up to the 6th.
John Schweigert and John Foley made their way out front in no time.
Yeah, they just motored on by everybody.
Pre-race, I was under the impression that old Schweigert was going to hold back a little, go to the back, ride around, not put his nose in where it didn't belong, and here he is leading the race.
You know, Roger, you can't do that. You're a racer. You know you can't do that. It just kills you to
driver, like you can't trust a politician.
You just can't sit back there and not knowing what's going on up in the front and be in the mix of it. You just can't do that. You know, not right.
Race car drivers, like politicians, they talk out of both sides of their mouth, and not one side knows what the other one said 2 seconds ago.
Johnny Foley back up in the lead again. Cato pushing the daylights out of him on that high side, but Schweikert fighting back on the inside.
He's got Jacobs pushing him, and I think Jacobs said, hey, you know what, I qualified on the pole, and I don't led a lap yet. Let me get out here.
Let's go back a little ways and check on some of the guys.
Joe Roberts and Randall Drake make it 3 wide up the middle to push for the lead.
And they take over that lead from Johnny Reed Foley. Gets kind of shuffled back a little ways on that high line.
They left that door open. He and Cato left that door open just a little too much, and Joe Roberts said, I got to go.
Yeah,
they shoved their nose in there and went.
Yep, they went right up the sucker hole, you know, and that, man, I'll tell you what, there is a ton of speed in the middle like that when you go 3 wide.
Oh, yeah, you get that run off that car in front of you, especially if you're the guy on the outside. You get that run, and you can pull down in that middle. You lose the air for both cars, and you get a side draft 2 cars.
Yep.
So
make sure you're quite a bit faster.
If you're solo and they pull out, you're screwed.
Yep.
Foley way up high, out of line, and falling back.
Man, what's going on with Foley?
I don't know if that was a choice or not, but all of a sudden he was riding right there in front of Cato, and he just pulled up.
And he's clear back to 14th and dropping now.
Randall Drake coming back.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that was by design. I think that was a little bit of a mistake on his part, truthfully.
Meanwhile, out front, Mr. Excitement and Johnny Lightning out there leading this pack around. Ooh, I seen Ken Worley get way down on the flat back on the backstretch.
So these guys really racing it up here. I wanted to kind of look at this Michael Muncie, now 17th. Started in the 14th position, but mired way back in 17th there. But still having a pretty good race. What you're going to have to do is just ride this thing out. Coming here to take a lap 15 out of 100. Long race to go. What lap are we kind of expecting pit stops here, Roger?
I'm expecting them to start within the next 10 laps. I think about 25 is about as far as you could possibly go if you've been riding in the draft. Like Muncie, and Muncie's a new name to the series that I don't remember seeing prior. And if this is his first race, well, welcome, Michael. He's doing a good job. He's holding his own. He's staying pretty much where he started. I haven't seen him do anything rash, get out of line, do anything, you know, to jeopardize his position. He's just been kind of comfortable riding right there. Had several drivers around him, and he really hasn't gone forwards or backwards. So it looks like he's going to be a pretty good addition to this series. But yeah, we're going to see pit stops, Rudy. We're working lap 15, getting ready to start 16. Within the next 6 to 9 laps, we're going to see guys on pit road. And we're going to see them in big groups, too.
Right, exactly. And this is where what I was talking about earlier, Roger, the communication's got to come in, because when you get a pack of cars coming down to come on pit road all at the same time, everybody needs to know where everybody is going to be. Some guys want to go high, some guys want to go low when you're coming down pit road, you know.
Keeping an eye on Jason Berger. He's sat right down there in about 5th or 6th spot with that damaged car. Hasn't lost a spot, just been staying right in the rocking chair right there. And just kind of holding station. So I don't think that damage is really going to hurt him too much. I just think no one can push on him right now until he goes in and gets that pulled out.
Roger Zachary Miller now, look at here. He started 15th, and just a few laps ago, we seen him way back in the field, and here he is up on the high side and about to maybe lead a lap. And it looks like he's got a partner there with Ross Cato.
Yeah, I think Cato got hot and had to pull out, but boy, they made a great run on that outside to get up there beside the 2 leaders, and now going through the corner, they're just going to have to give it up because Cato's car must have got hot. He's been on that very outside for more than half a lap now.
Yeah, and it looks like Randall Drake there pulling in and taking his place in the number 9 and push him for a little while. So we're going to watch the Wonder Bread car, see if he can get the Bass Tracker car up there to the front.
That's old Ricky Bobby. He wants to go fast.
Yes, sir. Again, folks, you don't see a whole lot of pushing going on out here right now. A little bit up in the front with these leaders. They're really not pushing. They're just nose to tail with a little distance in between them. Got to keep the engines cool on these things.
Well, I kind of have a strategy that I work with the guys on my team when it comes to this racing right here. Is when guys start to break off at pit, if you're close to the front, push as hard as you can for a lap or two. Speaking of pit stops, here we go. Libby, Berg. Oh, and did the 54 car come in hot right there. Oh my. Spacek came screaming in there.
All right, first pit stops of the day. Let's see what these boys got for what their plan is here. I would assume they're probably only going to take fuel. We may see maybe 2 tires, but
no, we won't see no tires.
All right,
there they go.
All back out together. So good job. It's what it's going to take to stay in check here. You gotta have a partner.
And I'm watching again here to see. I think we got another group breaking up. Yeah, Donald Stewart back there.
Yes, sir. Another group coming in. Lap 19.
Paul Crumry's in that group. Donald Stewart's in that group. Michael Munsey's in that group. Keith Shaner, John Verga, all in that group coming in. 5 cars right there. Yeah, and we're seeing everybody starting to do it now. The 8 car missed his pit stall.
Yeah, he had to back up Paul Crumry.
Stewart's taking the right sides.
And you know, I've
seen...
And
left sides. Oh, that's going to knock Stewart out of this draft.
Maybe. He is going to come back out front of somebody here. Then that
Leaders are coming in. Leaders are coming in. And the first 10 cars, 12 cars. Almost everybody's coming in.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty much the whole field's coming in now.
We see them all coming down pit road.
Wow. Look at them fanned out all over pit road coming in there. Good job. No one hit anything.
Man, that's amazing, ain't it? I just love to see good races like that. You know that.
Oh, we had to have some checking up right there between teammates. 6 started to head for his pit stall, and 12 was in his way. 12 had to check up for him. Cato had to give Roberts a little room. Here they come out.
Fuel only and away. That quick.
Jacobs came out first. Scarfy, and then Scott Unziger.
So Scarfy in the lead right at the moment here. We'll get back up to him. Just coming off the pit road, and probably got some traffic coming up behind him that may try to put them. No, I guess not. Everybody's pretty much caught up. Okay.
Now everybody's done pitting now, and that group that's coming on the outside is just for position there.
Okay.
Schweikert got right in behind Jacobs.
All right, first pit stop of the day, done and over with. Everybody's been on pit road, and I mean everybody. I have all ones. Roger, what's up with David Butterworth? Did he take his car behind pit road?
He did, and we started the pit stops. I didn't get a chance to go back and see what happened to him, but the whole race, pretty much, he was not in the pack. fell out early, and I never did see him get caught back up. I don't know what caused him to fall off the pack. Caution was out. Caution was out on the speedway.
Thomas Brandner
Thomas Brandner.
getting hooked around, looks like by Galen Gidman. Is that right?
I am looking currently for that car number. And it does look like Gidman got into the left rear corner just enough to turn him coming off of turn 2. And Brandner's day will be done.
Watching here as these guys come around, we're going to see what transpired here. I know there's a nasty hook, a rear bumper hook on these cars.
It looks to me like they were going through the corner and Gidman got him, right on that left corner and just
right there,
turned the car around.
He was kind of bouncing back and forth right there and came right up the hill and took him out.
Yep.
Doggone. All right.
Unfortunate for Brandner. But I don't know that he'll be able to continue. If he does, he won't be on pace.
And that was Galen Gidman, right? Yeah.
Yes, it was.
So I want to go back and look at this from a different view. Watch from a different view here and see if we can figure out what exactly, as he was kind of bobbing back and forth. And how come I'm not? I didn't hear
We're takers on pit road under caution.
There we go. I don't know what's going on. I lost my replay or something here.
Uh-oh.
Well, I guess we won't see it. I don't know why it lost my replay. That's kind of weird.
Well, Rudy, I'm going to let race control take care of these drivers. They've got cars all out of position. Guys getting black flags for it because that caution came out in a weird spot, but I would like to get down here and talk to one of these drivers.
Well,
I'll let you know.
Okay.
The pace car has the field, so. Alright, you wanna open me up here, let me get down on track?
Sure thing.
Black flag.
Go for it.
Nathan Sedlick, Roger Wagner in the booth. You got a copy?
Go ahead, Roger. I got you.
And you're running there in 6th place. You made it through pit stops, okay. 1, how's the car? And 2, how's the racing been out there? It looks like it's been pretty intense.
Yeah, racing's been pretty good out here. Just trying to stay in line and make it to the end here. Still a long way to go. 75 laps still. But yeah, racing's good out here with these guys, pretty intense, and we're having a good time putting on a show.
I haven't seen you really working with your teammates much lately. You guys got split up early, or is that kind of a design deal where you're going to maybe fool everybody and work together hard late?
Qualifying caught us by surprise a little bit, so it's a little bit different, and unfortunately we weren't able to all get good lap times there, and they ended up on the bad end of that, so kind of split us up early, but we'll see what we can do here later on.
All right, man, keep the rough side down, and hopefully we'll get to talk to you at the end of the race and reach your lane, buddy.
Thank you, sir.
Man, sounds like everything's going well out there for those guys.
Absolutely. Sounds pretty good.
I've enjoyed watching it thus far. It's unfortunate that caution came out. We had the field kind of broke up. I was really looking forward to seeing if they were going to push back together. It looked like it was going to work that way.
Yeah. Been some great racing, and maybe this was kind of the best thing here to kind of get the field all checked back up again, but there's been racing everywhere on the track.
Yeah, I'm down here. We're looking at Brandner's car. Man, he's just got massive damage on the front of that thing. It is not going to not going to be real fast here when we go back green, but maybe he can continue, and they'll have to pull some tape off the nose of that thing for sure, otherwise she's liable to let go. Engine, I'm saying.
Yeah, he does have an awful lot of damage on that.
Yeah, he hit head on into the wall pretty much. Jan Schweikert just left pit road. He went in. I have to go back and look and see what he did there, but I'm getting word from his pit box that he had to make a personal pit stop right there. So he took it down on pit road and hopped out and hopped back in, and now he's going to be at the back of the field for this restart. We'll see how long it takes him to get to the front. He's not one for waiting around too long, I'll tell you that. I don't care what he says in the pre-race interviews.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, he's a pretty cool guy, though.
Yeah, John's a lot of fun.
I haven't met anybody here that I don't like. They just seem like they're all likable guys and, great racers. Wow. I could only ever dream of being as good as some of these guys.
Yeah, they're a fun bunch to race with. They're a fun bunch to just communicate with and kind of hang out with. I'm kind of becoming friends with several of them, and no matter what, we have a good time. I race in some of the official races with them on occasion, and we have a good time giving each other the business, ribbing each other a little bit, but it's all in good fun, and everybody takes it well. Some of these guys are really, really talented drivers.
Absolutely. I agree. All right, well, the lights are off on the pace car, Roger. When they come around, I'll give her a countdown here and get this thing back underway. Hopefully this will be the last caution that we'll see.
Yeah, I'm looking as the 24 car come back on track. Brandner's back out there, and man, he's normally one of my picks to win these races, but man, tonight he just had some bad luck right there, and that car is destroyed. We've had some late takers on pit road. I see Ken Worley's coming back out. John Berga. Schweikert was back on pit road again. Wilderson. Shaner. All the WCR guys went back in to top off with fuel. So, that's an extra maybe lap, maybe two that they can run beyond some of these other guys. Yeah. So that breaks you up, and that gives you a little different strategy. You can work a different strategy than the rest of these guys. Kind of coming back up through the field, I'm seeing that the 54, the nose of the 54 car of John Spisak has damage. I wonder how that's going to affect it.
Well, Jacobs is going to, let's see, Jacobs going to start on the outside here. Is that right?
Yeah, he's going to take the outside.
Yeah,
Hunziker is leading the field, so he's in the right spot.
Yeah.
22 car. I'm just noticing 2 or 3 cars have just a touch of damage out here, so I'm going to keep an eye on those cars through the rest of this race.
Yeah, that's definitely going to affect, the speed and handling. And
somewhere
handling in when you get in them tight packs, it has a tendency to kind of throw that car around,
Only one retiree, everyone else is still on the lead lap. 23 cars still on track.
All right, pace car's off. Hunsinger brings them to the line, hits the gas before the green flag flies, and they're off and running. Green flag is out now.
Talk about a flying start.
Yeah, Jacobs ducks in behind Hunsinger. Those two going to try to pull away from the field here. The number 6 of Joe Roberts right in third. Everybody settling back into the single file. Fred Scarfy, first time he's been up here, he got kind of pushed back a little ways in that first green flag run, but here he is back up running in fourth. So good to see him back up there. Johnny Reed Foley in fifth. Nathan Sedlick in sixth.
I was kind of watching, and I watched Bird and Spisak get back together again. 2 cars that had contact earlier ended up with damage on both cars, and right now they're back here running 12th and 13th, it looks like. So they both fell back on that restart, but they fell back and got back together.
Watscato in 7th. Zachary Miller 8th. Zachary Chahales, here he is running in 9th after starting this race today. 26th position. He has come clear up to 9th. So great race by, great way to get that thing up toward the front. You know, I know it's a long ways to the end, but you know, you don't want to wait around all day long to try to get up there to the front. And every one of these guys would like to get up there and at least lead one lap to get them points.
What was that? And they want to end up on our broadcast.
That's right. Johnny Reed Foley now up on the high side, hooking up behind Joe Roberts.
It looks like Nathan Sedlick right behind him. Is that right?
I believe, yes, sir.
I dropped back to watch this group at the back here. Muncie, Shaner, Wilderson, Schweikert, Worley, John Berga.
Oh, we got
They've
one
gotten
on,
in a line.
one down on the apron, the 44, sorry, Roger. Zachary
go ahead.
Miller. Wow, what a save that was.
Great save. Good job by everybody not getting in the middle of that one.
Oh, definitely. He lost a ton of momentum, and he is going to go way back to 16th on the field. But I'm telling you what, he was so far out of shape, I don't even know how he saved that.
Who is that blinking right there?
In fact, I want to go back and look at that again. Oh, he got a little hook from the number 4 there.
Oh, Chahales?
Yeah, he got a little hook on the back bumper there, and that's what sent Zachary down below the yellow line. So, but all in all, I'm telling you, what a great save. That could have been so disastrous, Roger.
Oh, yeah. With everybody behind you, yeah, it could have been really bad. I saw a car blink a minute ago. Paul Crumright, he hasn't blinked again since. I am going to write that down. Nope, there he goes again. He's got a little bit of a connection thing going on right now, but that's going to make it hard to follow.
Yeah, he's still blinking. Donald Stewart right behind him, and I'm sure Donald probably talking to him and telling him, man, you are blinking like crazy here. It's hard for me to follow you. It's hard for Donald to even get any draft off of a car that's blinking like that.
Yeah, it doesn't benefit either driver, so I'm going to keep an eye kind of on that 8 car off and on, but I've been trying to watch back here and see if that group at the back is catching up at all. And it looks like they're about to reel in the tail end of this lead bunch, probably within a lap or two here.
Well, if Crumry and Stewart could do a little pushing on Crumry here, they might be able to get caught back up. It looks like they may be reeling in Michael, who is that, right ahead of him? Nathan Sedlick, back to 10th now.
Yeah, I'm watching that. Outside row made a great run. Spisak made a good run up there to get even with the leaders, but then going into 3 just could not keep the momentum up. And now he's fallen back all the way next to the 3rd place car there of Scarfy.
Looks like the 94 there, Galen Gidman, got shuffled out of that mix, kind of like the odd man out, so to speak. And here he is running in 11th, right ahead of Crumry and Stewart, and nobody to help him push. And these guys are going to go by on the outside.
I think if they would choose not to go by on the outside and would get in behind Gidman, that the 3 of them would catch that lead pack in 2 laps max, and they'd all be back in that deal.
Absolutely. Yeah, we've seen that so many times, haven't we, Roger?
Oh yeah, it happens every time. And I'm watching a little bit behind them too. You've got Chahales and Foley back there, and they're enjoying that those guys are running side by side because it's actually giving them a chance to catch those 3, which in turn will put 5 more cars in that lead pack.
Yeah, we've got a couple of mini packs back there of 3 or 4 cars in them. So maybe the 3-car packs are faster. I heard some of the guys talking about that before the race to watch for the 3-car packs.
Now I'm watching now that and Wilderson, Schweikert, and Muncie broke away from that other 3 cars in that 6-car group, and they're making a lot of ground up.
And I think the reason why they were saying that was because of you can actually shuffle around the 3 of you, and you never lose any speed. It's better than 2 of you. Oh, we got a wreck up front.
Wreck. Wow.
Oh, my.
That's the big one. I didn't even see what actually happened. I just saw him starting to turn.
Jason Berg into that. Let's go back and take a look at this. Somebody went for one heck of a ride up there. I'm telling you, that was...
Man, you know, Spisak came down and laid kind of on the fender there of the 91 when they went off in the corner. The 91 and the 22 kind of touched right before they entered the corner. When they separate, it looks to me like Jacobs just came up enough, got into the corner of the 54. That just started a big chain reaction. That was a big wreck. You got a lot of cars out of this one.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened there. The 91 there, Barry Jacobs coming up and getting right into the side of Spisak, excuse me, and of course then him coming up the
Spisak's
hill.
got the worst of that because Jacobs' car barely has any damage on it, really.
Man, what a ride. What a ride Spisak went for, I'm telling you. Up into the fence, along the wall, he went for one heck of a ride.
Yeah, he did. He got caught in the catch fence up there.
Berg, it looks like Berg may have blew his engine. I
think Randall Drake blew his engine too.
Man, we got a bunch of guys.
Sedlick, I think, was in that as well. Oh, yeah, his car is annihilated. Knocked the rear end out of it. The front end's all bashed in. Yeah, he's not any better for the wear.
We're going to go back and look at this.
Ryan Wilderson has damage.
Actually, you know what? We're going to watch this from Barry Jacobs' car.
Oh, he got clipped by Berg's car. Wilderson's car did. He's got rear end damage, right side damage. Yeah.
All right, getting ready here to go into the turn. We're going to watch Barry Jacobs kind of drift up the hill a little bit here and get into the side of the 54 of John Spisak. And bringing out the second caution of the day.
Yeah, the only issue I say that I have with that whole situation was how close Spisak wanted to run next to that car going into the corner. And these cars move around a lot as it is. And when you go off in the corner, especially when you're not the lead car, drivers have a tendency to drift out from behind to the right just a little bit and move up going in the corner. When you're laying on somebody's door as close as he was, there's that inherent risk that you're going to make contact with that car on the inside because you're not giving him enough room to move around in that air. And I really feel like that's what happened. But, you know, as a driver, you got to expect that other guy to hold his line too. And when you're on his outside, to really concentrate and hold his line. And Jacobs just didn't keep it down on the very bottom. So, I mean, it's super speedway racing. You're going to have those things. But, you know, a little give, a little take. And everybody gets to continue on racing around.
All right, well, it looks like Hunsinger and Jacobs both staying out.
No, they went in and came out. Yeah, short pits, just fuel only, it looked like.
Okay, I missed that then. Okay, because I was reviewing that wreck. But okay, yeah, that was quick, in and out. Johnny Foley going to be restarting third. Johnny Reed Foley, excuse me. Paul Crumright going to be restarting fourth. Donald Stewart fifth. All right, let's take a look real quick here. Second caution of the day. We've had 8 different lead changes in this field. So, been a pretty good race, good clean race. Here we are coming up on the halfway mark here in about another 12 or 13 laps. And time for a little drink, because man, my mouth, that stupid medicine just makes my mouth so dry.
Yeah, this whatever bug I got is really killing me.
Oh man, this has been one heck of a bad winter. I'm telling you. I you know, at my age, I can't ever remember the weather being as messed up as it's been this year.
That's funny. I made it through the whole nasty, crappy part of the winter when it's cold and raining and snowing. Didn't get sick one time. Let it get warm out one day, I'm sick. But I did get to bike running today, and I did go out for a nice little ride. And I feel good.
Very good.
Well, Crumride's up to third, Stewart fourth. John Schweikert clear up to fifth place now. He didn't stay at the back too long.
Alright, Hunsinger been up here, led 17 laps so far. Looks like, looking back here, let's see, Fred Scarfy's led one. Ross Cato's led a couple. Johnny Reed Foley's led 3. John Schweikert's led 9. Barry Jacobs 5. And Scott Hunsinger has led 17 laps so far. Boy, it don't seem like he's led that many, does it?
There are a bunch of cars with damage out here now. A bunch.
Oh, yeah. But I see a lot of them have taken their cars behind pit road, too. Randall Drake, John Spisak, Jason Berg.
And Brandner still got damage. Livy, Sedlick, Joe Roberts, Brian Wilderson. Ross Cato's nose all mashed up.
Down to 20 cars left out here on the track right now.
Yeah, Zach Miller's got damage. And that's about the last of the damaged cars that I can tell are damaged.
Well, I don't think this is what the guys had in mind, but, you know, for having a good, clean race. But, you know, things like this happen. When you're racing at the speeds these guys are racing at, I mean, it's not out of the realm of possibilities of having wrecks now and then.
Well, you know, sometimes in big-time sim racing, you have wrecks.
Whoops.
Looks like we're getting doubled up here.
We have a problem, Houston. We have a problem.
Move speed.
We have a major problem here. I don't know what to do about it.
Did we lose the feed?
No.
Oh. Something wrong with you?
No, it's my cameras.
Oh. Uh-oh.
Messed up.
Uh-oh. Well, I'll try to talk us through. You just keep working on the camera. Oh, I saw a blink out front from Scott Hunziker just now.
Phew, that was close. I got it.
All right.
I don't know what I did, but I got it.
Good work in the truck, boys. Good work in the truck.
Wow. Thank you, cameraman. All right, Roger. Well, they're getting ready to go green flag in here. Let's follow this along. Pace car ducks in. You got this?
Oh, I got it. Waiting for him to hit the gas here. There they go. Wow, they must have been communicating because Hunziker and Jacobs hit the gas at the same time right there, way before the green flag.
I seen that.
Good restart, though. I mean, pretty even, pretty equal. They're going to go down into turn one side by side here. There's no way that Jacobs could prevail in that situation, so he's going to fall in line. And coming off of turn two, Hunziker, Jacobs, and Stewart is up there running third. He makes a move to the outside, Rudy, to go down backstretch on the outside. Yeah, I don't think they'll be able to make this pass before we get off the exit of Fort. Oh, especially if Kermit goes wide like that.
Yeah, he looked like he may have got a little hook on that bumper or something there. I don't know. Something kind of freaked him out a little bit, and he said, whoa. I bet you that wall was looking pretty nasty coming right at him out the windshield.
Well, Shaner and Schweikert decided to make a run for the front, and then Shaner got disconnected from Schweikert on the outside right there. They're both backed up, and they're making a run for the front right here.
Johnny Reed Foley still hanging on in third. So a lot of changing.
Pretty wide down the backstretch?
Yes, sir.
A little early for that, boys. Yeah, Foley thought better of that idea.
Yeah, well, it might have been alright if he would have had somebody go with him. He could have shot up through the middle, but nobody was going with him. Alright, the 56 of Donald Stewart trying to hang on to the back bumper there at Foley. Got Keith Shaner now up to 6th. Boy, I'm really kind of happy for Keith to see him up there after starting in 16th, and he's managed to keep that car in pretty decent shape. I don't think he's got caught up in any wrecks or anything. Here he is running with Schweikert.
I don't think he's run inside the top 15 yet tonight until now. And they decided to make a charge. Him and his teammate Schweikert decided to make a charge to the front. And the only problem that they've had so far is those front 3 or 4 cars have decided to hook up and push at the right times. And they've had to disconnect because they can't stay, right on his bumper. So they really haven't made a challenge for the lead, but they did make a good run to the front. I think they're going to end up dropping back here to about 12th or 13th position before they can get back in line. But they did show they got the muscle to get there when they need to.
Galen Goodman now showing him in 7th place, he started 22nd in the field today, and here he is running 7th. Great comeback for him, getting that thing up in the mix here, and he is really putting the pressure on, let's see, that's right ahead of him is Michael Muncy.
He wanted me to convey to a couple of the drivers that he and one of his teammates figured out how they could just push each other for 11 straight laps without having to change. So,
all right, good.
I told him I'd say that till 11 to go, but I figured I might as well go ahead and throw it out there now since you haven't, any of his teammates really racing with him.
Well, that's pretty good with having 50% tape on.
It's kind of tongue-in-cheek there, so he did say it, and I didn't call him out on it, but he did say it. That to the other drivers who are listening to the broadcast tonight. Yeah, I don't think you could push for 2 laps, but that's my opinion. What do I know?
Yeah, I don't think it's possible.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure even if you had 0 tape, you couldn't push for 11 straight.
All right, Michael Muncy going to the high side. Now right up the middle, nobody going with him. Wow,
cuts the 2 Zacks into the wall almost.
Wow, I'm telling you, he cut the nose of that Bass Pro Shop car right off.
Miller and Chehalis were coming up on that outside, and he just kind of ducked a little late to get out there and made them both react, and they both almost hit the wall up there. The Zach and Zach show almost became the Smack and Smack show.
That's right. Well, Galen Goodman has progressed up through the field a little bit further now on that inside line and moved into the 5th position coming to the line.
Schweikert and Shaner made it down on the bottom. They got behind their other teammate there, Ken Worley, and now they're about to 8th, 9th, and 10th, or 8th, 10th, and 11th?
Yeah, Schweikert's 9th, Zachary Chehalis is 10th, and Keith Shaner is 11th. So Keith Shaner kind of got shuffled back on that restart. I think he restarted like 5th or 4th or 5th, and now he is all the way back in 12th.
that front pack there, the main pack is only about 12 or 13 cars strong, and John Verga is the last of those cars. I show him in 13th currently, but everybody else is at least 5 seconds down.
Foley just shoots up through the middle. Wow, that was amazing to see. He took a 3 wide, shot up through the middle all by himself. And now he's right in front of the 44 of Zachary Miller. Zachary Miller may have a little something to help him.
Well, he's trying to pull that draft off of Schweikert's car too. Schweikert moved to the outside. He wants to make another run at this lead up here.
Yeah, and you know, probably no better guy out there to work with him than right now would be with Foley. Foley wants to get up there as well, so those two are on the same mission, you know. Get up there and get to the front, stay in the front. Coming up on halfway here in another couple laps.
Yeah, and they're catching up to Brandon, who's going to be the first of the on-track lap cars. So we'll see how that works out when they get to him. But I can tell you right now that nothing would make either one of those two Johns happier than to be battling each other for this win when we come to lap 100. The post-race interview for those two battling for the win and finishing 1-2 will be epic, I promise you. Whoa! Schweikert shoved Foley down on the apron. Woo! That was close to being bad. They did make that run, Rudy, up there to take the lead, though.
Oh yeah, that's you know, it's time. You know, they want to get up there to try to put a little pressure on these guys. And looking ahead here from Zachary Chihalis, I'm telling you what, Zachary Chihalis has really come up through this field. Right now in 6th, and he started 26th. Oh, and Johnny Foley goes way up high and lets these guys just motor by. What happened to Foley?
He got hot. He pushed Schweikert up there, and they pushed real hard. And I think he got hot, and he had to get out and find some air. And the only way to find... Whoa! That was almost a big wreck going into 3.
Chihalis takes a front runner right here in front of Schweikert. Dumps off Zachary Miller for that top spot. Oh, and
what a
him
move
dancing.
right there.
Schweikert worked him over big time. He got a run on him on the inside. Takes that back away from him. So Chihalis still has not got a chance to lead lap.
I do not believe Schweikert was happy with the way that all went down in turn 3 previous to that. Chihalis, as soon as he cleared the one car, he dropped it down, and Miller was following him and almost got into the side of Schweikert. And I think Schweikert got maybe just a little frustrated by that because he knows his partner was following him. And so when Chihalis tried to block there coming off of 4 to try to lead that lap, Schweikert just played peekaboo in the mirror and got back inside of him and said, I don't hardly think so.
Right. All right, halfway mark is complete. These guys ready for the second half now. 50 laps done, starting on lap 51.
Still got 2 pit stops to go, Rudy.
Yes, sir. And I love to see these green flag pit stop. The field's gotten shortened down just a little bit. 19 cars left out on the track. Last one, Thomas Brander, 4 laps down. Very unfortunate for him, but he's still out there running. You never know what could happen.
Yeah, the top 13 are still in a pack up here. Again, Zach and Zach on the outside line trying to make something happen, and they are making progress.
Kind of wanted to go back here to cover Brian Wilson and Michael Leiby trying to work together here. It looks like Michael Leiby may have gotten a little warm.
He's got nose damage already, and I know that's not helping the car. So, you know, being tucked up behind Wilson probably is keeping that car getting hot.
Oh yeah, he probably can't push but about a half a lap, and he's cooking. They need to switch up or something. But they are back quite a ways behind the leaders. Looking at about 16
8 seconds.
16 seconds.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, 16. I'm sorry. That's right. 16 seconds. Wow.
Joe Roberts back here all by himself. 34 seconds behind the leader. What happened?
The last
to
car in
Joe?
the lead lap. He got in that wreck with Spisak and Berg and those guys.
Oh man. Front row Joe.
I am staying kind of focused up here on the Zach and Zach show, and they keep making a run towards the front, and then they drop back to about 5th and 6th, and they'll run up there to about 3rd and drop back. Right now, it looks like Schweikert's content to run out front with Hunziker just pushing him, and Hunziker looks content to sit there and not challenge. Now Foley and Muncie getting together to try to work the high line with Zach and Zach.
Yeah, Foley up there in 10th place now.
We were just now 4 wide for a second.
We will go back and take a look at that because I want to see this.
Foley and Muncie came up on Miller and Chahalis, and Foley went middle, and Muncie went middle, and Foley went high side, and that made us 4 wide for a second. Foley's found his teammate Chahalis, and I think they're going to see if they can make a little headway here and get up beside Schweikert and Hunziker. They're going to be coming up on the lap car of Joe Roberts here just shortly.
They are making a great run on that high side. Boy, I'll tell you what, Chahalis is really putting the hammer down, and Foley not letting up on that back bumper at all. Schweikert's still out front though. Led 17 laps now, with Hunsinger right behind him has led 27. Schweikert wanting to get out there and get this win today, and they're coming up on some lap traffic now. Let's see how this lap traffic deals with these fast guys coming up. It looks like he is going to go on pit road. Joe Roberts cutting off, going down pit road, letting the leaders go on by. So no interference whatsoever in the racing. Great.
Yeah, I got a look off the bumper cam off of Chahalis's car, and Foley's got nose damage. I wonder if he knows that.
Foley does?
Foley's got a little nose damage on that car. I thought I could see it from one of the other cameras, but he was so close to the Ford car there that I wasn't sure, so I went onto the bumper cam feed and took a look, and sure enough, he's got a little damage on the nose of that car. It's pushed in a little in the middle.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm not sure how much that's Chahalis is blinking.
Here we go. We got guys going on pit road. I saw a couple of WCR guys. I think Michael Muncie. Worley, Shaner, Muncie, Berga, all on pit road. Got a couple cars coming in behind that. I think that's Scarfy, maybe, and Cato.
All right, so these guys breaking off and coming down a little early here. A little earlier, I think, than what we expected. Because I don't think they can make it on one more pit stop, Roger.
No.
No, it would be over 30
Two
laps.
from here. 2 from here.
Yep. So,
That's what I was saying. We had a minimum of 2 stops left.
Yep.
And here we go. Our leaders coming to pit road. All of them. Pretty much the rest of the field coming to pit road. We got about 9 cars coming in.
Man, they locked that down.
They did a good job of getting on pit road. Nice and spread out. They didn't run into each other.
Yeah, Barry Jacobs, man, he really got
got in there hot.
Yeah, he did.
Did a good job entering an exit and entering pit road and getting slowed down on me.
Well, let's see who's going to win coming off of pit road.
Well, Paul Crumright is absolutely fighting getting his car stopped in his pit box. That's twice tonight I've seen him have to back up.
Oh, man. So green flag pit stops are over. Everybody has made them.
They come out 3 wide, and Schweiger looks like he's probably going back to the front. Gonna have Hunziker right behind him and Jacobs right behind that.
They've got some traffic coming up behind them that are up to full speed. Looks like maybe that Libby?
But they're right in the middle of turn 2, and the leaders are halfway down the backstretch.
Okay.
So that line of cars is out in front of those guys.
Well, Schweikert making an absolutely flawless pit stop on that, and the one that kind of lost a little bit on that because Hunsinger beat Jacobs off the pit road. So Hunsinger,
Jacobs won the battle getting in, but he still came out third.
Right. This is kind of spreading the field out a little bit now. Looks like back here, Johnny Foley. What happened there? Something I got messed up.
Yeah, it looks like Gidman got 4th with Jahalis 5th, Stewart 6th, and then it's a tiny gap back to Foley, Miller, and Shaner. And Muncie's at the tail end of that 4-car group. Drop back a little further, and Crumright, who missed his pit stall, boy, that killed him. He's over 6.5 seconds back now, and all alone. And Berger's back there by himself in 12th position. He's about 14 seconds behind now. He's got Fred Scarfy up behind him, and they may be able to work together and make up a little bit of this ground together. But they are really going to have to work hard to make up some ground on these guys.
Yeah, Crumright losing time like crazy now. 9 seconds, 9.1, 9.2. He's losing so much time to them leaders. It's unreal.
Well, you're 3 seconds a lap slower by yourself.
Oh yeah.
Instead of doing, 204, 205 in the back station, you're doing 194 or 195.
Michael Muncie back here in 10th. Back up through. Keith Shaner in 9th. Zachary Miller 8th. Johnny Reed Foley back here in 7th place. Donald Stewart 6th. Zachary Chahalis in 5th. Galen Gidman pulling this whole pack around. And they're doing a good job of trying to reel in the leaders.
If that group with Gidman will stay in line as a single string of cars, they'll catch the front 3. It'll take about 4 or 5 laps, but they will catch the front 3, and then we'll have a 10-car pack again.
Chahalis catches the apron a little bit. That's going to slow them guys down just a little bit.
Well, it looks like Shaner and Muncie fell off of the back of this pack now.
Front 3, Barry Jacobs, Scott Hunsinger, and John Schweikert.
Well, Chahalis has nose damage. Oh, and he picked that up in a warp. He had a little net code. Picked that up hitting the bumper of the 94 car on about lap 62 or 63. But he's got just a little nose damage now.
But Johnny Reed Foley gets up into the fifth place. After it looked like Zachary Chahalis might have got a little bit sideways on that turn, and that cost him a lot of momentum. These guys went on by.
Well, I think there was some net code involved in that. That's where he picked up his damage, was during all that.
Looking back here from Galen Gidman, Johnny Reed Foley right behind him, trying to stay with him. Those two teammates, aren't they?
Who is that, Foley and who?
Gidman?
No.
No. Okay.
No, they are not. Go Fast Turn Left and Fast Forward Racing.
Okay, well, they may be teammates temporarily.
Oh, you're frenemies right now is what you are.
Yeah, frenemies. But, you know, Roger, they are reeling in that front pack. They've closed up about 0.2 of a second. And,
yeah, they weren't really losing anything, but what they did lose was a couple of cars out of that string. And I think if they had a couple, you know, that full complement of 6-7 cars, that they probably stand a little better chance of catching these guys. But if they can stay lined up and not have to dip out too much for overheating, they got a chance. They really do. They have a shot for those four to pick up and catch these guys. It may take all the way to the next set of pit stops, but then you got to be flawless and get in. That last stop's only going to be for, you know, maybe 5 or 6 gallons of fuel, and you're going to fly and get out at 4 seconds, maybe max.
Johnny Reed Foley there lost a little bit. Had to duck out to get that cool air in there. And boy, did that ever cost him big time. He went back a couple, 2 or 3 positions. As you can see, the leader's way up ahead of these guys. Foley now 2.7 seconds behind our leader.
They made up about 0.3 in the last 2 laps.
They're trying everything they can. They may get there maybe sometime between now and the next pit stop. They may catch up to them. Now, it looks like Ross Cato may have taken his car behind pit road.
Yes, he has. Nathan Sedlick as well.
Yeah, a lot of good racers have taken their cars behind pit road today.
Yeah, unfortunate for Sedlick. He was having a really good run. We spoke to him earlier in the event, and you know, he felt pretty comfortable. Felt like he had a shot to go up there and do something with these guys, and you know, something not of his own doing took him out of the race.
This backpack here has caught up together now, and we've got 7 cars working together here trying to reel in that leader. Foley now.
They're doing it too.
Yeah, only 2.5 seconds back from the leader to Foley. Let's get up here on Galen Gidman and see how close he
about
is.
2.2?
Yeah. 2. Yeah. So
yeah, I was watching. They carved off another 10th in the last lap.
They just keep picking up.
They're going to get there. If they can stay lined up, they're going to get there. There's no doubt about that.
It won't be much longer, and they're going to start sniffing that draft a little bit, and that's going to help them speed-wise. That'll help that whole pack. And we'll see a 10-car battle up there for the lead.
Yeah, they picked up a 10th and a half battle lap. So, out another 7 laps, if they keep clipping it off the way they're clipping it off, and they'll be in that draft, and then they'll really start picking up time.
Now down to 2 seconds behind the leader, Galen Gidman. Getting up here to this front 3. Scott Hunsinger now back to the 3rd position, but Schweikert's still out in the lead. All right, coming down to the 30 to go mark here in another lap. Still too long to stop yet and make it on the rest of the fuel.
Zach Millard was real twitchy right there getting into one. I don't know. He got out of line and it was real twitchy getting back. He's back in line. Looks like they're still going. They lost time. They lost time that last lap.
Yeah, they sure did. Oh man, they lost a bunch. Back to 2.7 seconds now. And it's, every bit of the time that they just made up, they just lost.
Is that Mr. Drake?
Yes, sir.
Hey, man, tough break out there. I know we should have probably talked to you a little earlier, but seemed like you were just a little bit busy. I didn't want to interrupt you. Man, that was a bad break for Ricky Bobby tonight.
Oh yeah, it wasn't going as fast as I would have liked in that situation.
Yeah, did you catch on fire?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we kind of watched what happened there, and I was telling Rudy, I said, super speedway racing, a lot of real close, real tight racing. Sometimes guys are going to make some contact, but I kind of felt like the guy on the outside could have given just a little more room, and the guy on the inside could have concentrated a little bit harder to hold his line, and all that could have been avoided. But you were one of the unfortunate victims in that. Before that all happened, it looked like you were making a pretty good run towards the front there, weren't you?
Yeah, I actually felt good tonight. I was kind of in the zone, and I was getting that side draft real well, and a couple guys were having a hard time holding their line, but I felt if I stuck my left tire there to that white dotted line, I was all right. I got enough of the side draft where I wasn't worried about the guy sliding up on me. I was hoping Libby was going to go with me there and make it 3 wide. I had a nice run. Had that happen, I might have gotten past those guys and actually missed that accident. But it is what it is. It's super speedway racing. What are you going to do?
Yeah, exactly. Well, it looks like this race has pretty much got a green feel to it right now for me. Nobody's really, getting anything. This group of 7 back here from Gidman on back is trying to catch up to the front 3 who had fabulous pit stops and broke away from the field, and they've been able to kind of hold it the last maybe 15 laps here. But I thought we'd see this group come back together. It just doesn't look like that is materializing right now. Are you seeing kind of the same stuff?
Well, I was actually spotting for my teammates there, and they were gaining about 0.2 a lap on those guys. And then I think when they got hot there, when the 56 went up to behind Gidman there, I think they kind of lost a little bit of their momentum. The big pusher in this pack is Foley by far, and I think obviously you guys have seen how well he's done at Super Speedway, so they'll get back up there. I'm not too worried.
Yeah, notice that he picked up a touch of damage on the nose of his car. Do you know when that happened? I didn't go back to look.
I honestly don't. I know that I think it might have been Miller pushing him. I'm not sure. Was it on his nose or was it on his bumper?
Now, his nose is pushed in the middle just a little bit.
Yeah, it could be from pushing too hard or something. It's not affecting his speed. He's a rocket ship. We've been trying to work with our teammates there, and I think that's part of the reason why you're seeing him dropping back and moving forward. We're trying to stay together as a team and work together.
I did notice that he kind of moved around and maneuvered himself in position to get behind Jahalis earlier, even though he had a pretty good run going with Muncie. He kind of forced his way in between the 2 Zacks and took Jahalis away from Miller. So.
Yeah, Foley's a good super speedway driver, and I think he's probably one of the best ones on our team. So I think everybody's kind of taking his lead when we came here and trying to work together as a team and follow one plan. I think we've been on the same pitch strategy and the same hey, drop in here, okay, this is what we're gonna do type of thing.
Well, man, we appreciate you jumping in the booth and giving us the tidbits there, and if you want to jump back in and help your teammates out, I fully understand.
I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm going to jump back in and do a little spot for those guys. Keep up the good work up here.
All right, buddy. Tell them I said hi.
Will do, bud.
All right, Roger. Galen Gidman kind of jumped out of the line there and went back and is back behind Foley now. Foley is way back behind. Must have got hot and had to duck out and get some air, and 5 of them went by.
Yeah, I don't know. I was watching that myself, and I don't know why Gidman got out of that front. He was by far the car with the least amount of damage that was leading that group, and they were making up some time when Foley was behind him pushing. They've lost way more than they gained in the last couple laps.
Oh, definitely. Up here on Chehalis, and he is now 2.8 seconds behind the leader.
We're within 2 to 3 laps of pit stops here. We got a group coming. No, maybe not. Maybe it's a single car. But we're going to have pit stops in the next 2 to 3, 5 laps at the most here. So That's going to separate things just a touch.
Jacobs kind of almost losing the draft of them front two. Hunsinger and Schweikert definitely motoring together, and he is just barely hanging on to the draft of them too. Coming to the line, going to be 22 to go. So if they stop now, they will make it the rest of the way on fuel. These guys probably want to make sure.
That group coming. That second group's coming. Half of them are coming. Half of them are coming. I think Donald Stewart's in that group. Oh, Shaner!
Shaner, man.
Good job keeping her off the wall there, Keith. Good job, buddy. Wow.
That was nuts.
I think he might have peed his shorts a little there.
Wow. Yeah, that was pretty nuts.
Yeah, that had to be scary. I think our three in the front are going to be coming in this time, buddy. Let's get on them and watch them come in.
Roger that. And yes, they are. All three of them coming right in together. We're going to stay on Schweiker here and see what their strategy is here.
And here comes that other group.
I'm sure it's going to be no tires.
Now nobody's taking tires the rest of this race.
No.
I just watched Wilderson back up into his pit stall. He missed his pit stall. Goodman hits his marks perfect. Schweikert, good. I'm watching Foley. Oh, Foley completely missed his pit stall and had to back up.
Oh, brother.
He missed it by a full car length.
Well, looks like Hunsinger gets out ahead of Schweikert coming off the pit road.
He got back out in front of Miller. So that may save him a little, but Hunziker, Schweikert, they got out ahead of Jacobs. I don't know if they're going to wait for him. I think this is a time when you just go and you try to separate, because you're going to have a splash and go anyway. With about less than 5 to go, you're going to have a splash and go.
All right, Hunsinger back out front now. Schweikert has led 39 laps today. Hunsinger's led 28. Now Schweikert getting a good run, going on the low line to take over that top position from Hunsinger again.
I think they made a choice to slow down and let Jacobs catch back up and stay in that group of 3 and settle it at the end.
Well, that's pretty cool of them to do that. You know, that's pretty gentlemanly and sportsmanlike.
Well, they're 4 seconds ahead of Gidman.
Yeah,
Where they were.
I was just going to go back here. Gidman all by himself. Nobody working with him right now. Muncie trying to catch up to him.
Foley and Miller are coming too.
Yeah.
Those 4 get together. If they can get in a line and go, they might have a shot to get there. They really might.
Yeah, with
they've got to work together.
Yeah, 20 to go.
Well, we're going to have another pit stop, Rudy. We're going to have one more shot at this on pit road.
You sure?
Yeah. Yeah, they're going to be a couple of laps short.
Okay.
I'm doing the math off of the previous green flag runs, and they're going to be about 2 laps to 3 laps short, every one of them. Okay. If Foley can stretch it again, it would be amazing to see another fuel mileage win from that guy, but I just don't think you can get 21 or 22 laps, and that's about what they'd be doing, because they all went in 78, 79. I just don't think you can make it here.
And these guys back here 5 seconds behind them leaders right now. All right, Zachary Miller in 5th. Galen Gidman 6th. Michael Muncie 7th, and 4 working together. Back here in 8th, Zachary Chihalis. Now they're 20 seconds behind the leader. Donald Stewart in 9th. Paul Crumry in 10th. Fred Scarfy right there in 11th. These guys 26 seconds behind the leader. About a half a lap.
Hey, You know, I haven't said it all night. Normally I do, and I haven't been thinking about it. But I want to say hey to all the viewers. I know we got about 13, 15 people out there watching. Man, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you're enjoying the broadcast. I'm having a great time calling it here with Rudy. I hope Rudy's having a great time calling what looks like a fabulous race to me. Green flag pit stops have really separated this field, and it hasn't come back together like I predicted it would, but it's still, to me, been a fabulous race.
Oh, definitely. I'm with you on that, Roger. It's been amazing. Here we are, 18 laps to go, and let's see. We had check real quick here. We've had 2 cautions, but we've had 11 different lead changes today.
I'm watching this group with Foley, Gidman, Muncie, and Miller, and they are not staying in line. I don't know if they're gonna be racing for 4th place. That's about all you can say.
Yeah, 11 lead changes amongst 6 drivers. So that's pretty good. Schweiker,
I thought we'd have more.
Yeah, Schweiker's out here. I don't think nobody can touch him right now.
Not even close.
Leading the most laps. So, well, Hunsinger's close. Actually, he could, if he took the lead in the next lap, he could beat him. But I just don't foresee that happening.
I don't either.
They've got a good 3-way battle going on here, and Schweikert is surely not going to give up that lead now.
No. The problem that he's got is he's alone, because Jacobs and Hunziker are teammates. So he's alone in this deal. He's going to have to mirror drive the last couple laps, and you know eventually those 2 guys are going to make a move on him eventually.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, he's sitting duck out there right now. Yep. He probably wishing he had a teammate there with him right now for sure.
Well, you know it.
Okay, let's go back here and check on Galen Gidman now back in 4th. We will go back and check on this second group back here and see what's going on with them. 8.2 seconds behind the leaders. Having a little race of their own back there, Roger.
Yeah, I'm listening to the radio chatter, so I'm trying to find out if someone's going to get brave and stretch this, or try to stretch this. I just don't see it working. And you know that group back there with Gidman, Muncie, Foley, and Miller, they're falling back. They're not making ground. I gotta believe they're trying to save fuel. These 3 front guys are running hard. They know they can't make it. They're strategizing about coming in with 10 to go on a short pit. Wow.
Well, this could be a major shakeup here. Something that totally unexpected. If these guys back here do try to stretch us and the leaders do pit. So we're going to stay on top of that for sure.
Wow.
All the leaders coming down pit road.
Are they coming?
Yes, they are.
Yeah, they want to come get fuel and then try to push. Those guys behind ain't going to do it. I'm telling you, they're going to stay out. They are going to try to stretch this. They've been slowing down every lap. They're running 49s.
Wow. Yeah, they're definitely on conservation mode. Hunsinger had to back up in his pit. Schweiker got his fuel and he's away. Coming out with Jacobs. Hunsinger, I don't know, just now rolling out. He's going to be back quite a little ways behind them. I don't know if they'll wait for him this time. 14 laps to go. It's every man for himself here.
Yeah, I doubt it.
All right, looks like Galen Gidman going to be up front here and shows our new leader.
Yeah. They're going to be at the line. I'm going to go back here and jump on where Schweiker and them are when they hit the line.
So first time Galen...
Just going into 3, so they've got probably 3/5 or, yeah, about 2/5 of a track lead on them.
Oh, yeah.
It's a long ways. It really is a long ways.
Now, they don't have to save fuel, but, boy, they've got a lot of ground to make up. And I just don't, if these guys are trying to stretch it, I don't see them trying to make it on fuel.
Okay, it's 24 and a half seconds at the line. So that's a half a lap. The guys out front are running 49s still. 49.5s.
And those three have teamed up together again. And they're like a rocket ship now. Hunsinger taking up the tail of that Jacobs and Schweikert. And they are really running the wheels off them things, trying to get caught back up here. In case they do run out of fuel. They could run out of fuel on the last lap. And you just never know. Could be one of them Dale Earnhardt Jr. races.
3 seconds. Nearly 3 seconds that lap alone. So that means in 8 laps they could be there if those guys up front don't crank it back up.
Right. You may see them do that before this is over, but let's get back up there to these guys up in the front. And they've switched up a little bit now, and it looks like Muncie is going to lead that lap. Michael Muncie, our new leader.
And they're all right in. They picked it up about a half second. But I want to see what these other guys make up this lap. It was 21 and a half at the line last time. 19:09. So a little over 2 seconds of that lap. They're running 47.6. You compare that to the 49.9 last lap. I mean, It's not going to take long to chop that 19 seconds down. They'll be there close to the end.
Well, coming down to it. Oh, we got some of them peeling off back there.
Wilderson, that was Wilderson. Okay. He wasn't a factor in this. He's laps down, like 5 laps down or something. 2 laps down.
I don't know, boy. 10 laps to go here. I think they're going to shoot the gap, Roger.
Well, you're trying to make a 20-21 lap run on a 19 lap tank of fuel. So, I don't know. It could work. If they've been saving since the start, it could work. We're down to 7. They picked up 2 seconds that time. 47.20. Leader ran 49.13. So 2 seconds.
Back here on this group here, 11th, 12th, and 13th. Front group still out there trying to save fuel, running a lot slower laps, but I don't know, 9 laps to go. This could come down to it. Are they going to have enough fuel?
That's the gamble right there. 47.7. Leader ran 49.4. So not even 2 seconds. So the front group's cranking it up a little bit every lap, just a touch every lap. Try to keep that gap. I mean, it's 15 and a half seconds. Providing they can get to lap 99 and get through turns 3 and 4 without running out of fuel, I don't think those guys could catch them. But Gidman doesn't think he can make it because he is backed even off of this group, which hurts him even more. We know Foley's a gambler. He did it Tuesday. We know he's a gambler. He'll do it again. I just don't know if he can make the full 20-plus laps.
We're going to see here because, boy, he is sure getting some help from Zachary Miller. Muncie's just keeping the hammer down here. Running slower laps, but he's keeping the hammer down to stay up ahead of them guys. And not really using the draft.
I'm impressed that he's maintaining a pretty consistent time while he's still trying to save fuel out in the front.
Yeah.
He ran a 49.291 previous lap, a 49.292 that lap. Saving fuel, running out front. Come on, that is excellent right there.
Back in this other group back here, now they're only 12 seconds behind them leaders. That's
Yeah,
how
they
much
only
they
got
chopped
7
off.
laps.
Yeah.
6.5 laps. You got to be 2 seconds a lap quicker to get there.
They're about a full straightaway behind the leaders right now.
The leaders are coming off of 4, and the other group is going into 3 now. So,
boy, we've been seeing this a lot lately. Roger, these close finishes by these guys, and man, I'm telling you what, fuel mileage. I've never seen races run so good on fuel mileages like this, being that close.
tell you,
Go ahead.
I was watching, and I thought those team cars were going to pull it and put themselves nose to tail, nose to tail, nose to tail. But Chehalis went on by getting a push from Stewart. Joe Roberts is pushing Foley. Foley's dropped off of Miller. I just don't know how this is going to work out. I don't know if these guys can do it or not. Schweigert and that bunch has made it down under the 10-second mark with 5 to go.
Oh boy, they are coming. All right, Muncie's Muncie's in third now. Chehalis in third. So, yeah, this is, and I believe Chehalis can make it the rest of the way.
It's 8.2 seconds. No, Chehalis is, I know he said he was short. I heard him say he was a lap short.
Oh, okay. Well, Stewart's out front then. He's being pushed by Muncie now. They passed Chehalis. So we're going to see probably a bunch of cars run out of fuel here.
Yeah, we're going to have to watch. Roberts peeled off the back of Foley. That's going to kill Foley. He doesn't have anything to hook onto here. He's in a lot of trouble by himself. It was 8.2 last time at the line. This time for Schweikert in that bunch, it is, wow, 7.9. They didn't pick up 3/10, but that's it.
Man, so the leaders are starting to put the hammer back down now and trying to maintain it, knowing these guys are coming. Boy, it's going to be a close one. It was a heck of a gamble. But, well, it ain't over yet.
No, it's not. And Muncie backed off of Stewart up the front.
Yeah. Looks
Stewart's
like
on pit road.
these guys coming
Chehalis
down
on
pit road. Yep.
So now it's Miller and Muncie at the front. Can they make 3 more laps? Big fuel mileage game now. Big fuel mileage game. And it ain't going to be but just another lap or so. And Schweikert and Jacobs are going to inhale Foley.
Yep. They are coming up on him real fast now.
Yeah, by the time they get back to the line, they'll have inhaled him. And then they're in touch with those 2 leaders. So they may have pulled it perfect. Left themselves enough time. Muncie giving it up to Miller right now. He cannot. This race is so far from being over. 2 to go.
We don't even have a clue who's going to win this.
Muncie's on his way to pit road. He couldn't make it. I'm telling you, you got to watch the 1, the 22, and the 91. That's where it's going to be settled now. These other guys, they're caught.
All right, Schweikert now in third. Like you said, they're going to just eat Foley for lunch right now. They're going to just go right on by him. Zachary Miller out there by himself. Oh my. They're going to inhale him too.
Yeah. Yep, they are going to inhale him when we get to the start-finish line, I think.
He knows.
So with the white flag, that's it.
Yep, one more lap when they cross the line. Zachary Miller.
He's trying to cover it up a little and force him to stay back.
Yeah.
It's not going to work.
Yeah, it ain't going to work.
Too much speed.
White flag is in the air, and here we go, one more lap. Schweikert leading.
Has to keep the 2 teammates behind him. He's got, no, he can't do it. There they go. They're going to go on the outside and go right on around him, and he has no help. Miller's too far away.
Oh man, Schweiker gonna get ate up, and it looks like Hunsinger might come out of this with the win. All right, coming off of turn 4 through the tri-oval, passing
Jacob's
up
got
lap
the
cars
inside.
side by side battle. Oh no!
They burned each other.
And they're still going to
they
finish
still
the
finished
line.
1-2.
Barry Jacobs wins it. Oh my word. Barry Jacobs won that.
By 0-0-0.
Oh my. What a finish.
Wow. What a finish.
Yes, sir. Barry Jacobs coming home
Foley
to win
ran
the
out of
today.
gas. So did Miller on the last lap.
Oh man. Foley, you say Foley ran out?
He's not even made it to pit road. He's just falling down the chart. He's down to 10th.
Oh my.
He's down to 11th.
Oh my. So
Yep.
the gamble for some worked, and for some it did not. So
He did not.
all right. Good job for Barry Jacobs. Congratulations on that, man. That was one heck of a finish. Hunsinger coming up right now to give him a little tap there and say congratulations, because it was one heck of a race. I don't think Hunsinger's upset about that finish, because that was amazing.
No, that was two teammates racing hard right there. And
Sure
you know,
was.
unfortunate that they turned each other, but they still had a great race to the end.
All right, well, let's get down there trackside, Roger, and see if we can't get a word in with our winner.
He's still getting a lot of congratulatory comments here. So
I am sure. Quite a shake up there at the end of the race, though. Wow. Let me know when the air's clear.
we're not clear yet.
You said the finish was by 0-0-0, huh?
Yeah, it shows 0.00. And Schweiker at 0.136 back.
My
All right.
word.
Better try to get in there, buddy.
Okay. Well,
Hang on, they decided to talk again. All right, let's do it now.
Barry Jacobs, it's Rudy Cummings in the booth. You got a copy?
10-4.
Holy smokes, Barry, you and Hunsinger finishing with no difference in your time. It was .000. Man, I'm telling you what a fantastic finish. You guys got together, and you know, rightfully so. Hunsinger was trying to keep you behind him. But tell us about your racing today. How much fun you had?
That was a blast. I mean, I couldn't have finished that close with anybody else that I'd rather race with. I mean, that was awesome. My teammate right there, that was the best way across the line. I told him we were deciding what we were going to do there to the end. I knew I needed to get him past John Schweikert so I at least had a chance, because there was no way I was passing the both of them.
Absolutely, but I'll tell you what, it was one heck of a race out there. Only had 2 cautions, a lot of green flag runs and green flag pit stops. That's what I like to see. Kind of brings a lot out in the drivers, but you guys had fantastic pit stops today. You owe a lot to your pit crew, man. I'm telling you what, you need to go down there and give all them guys a raise, because they did a great job today. But congratulations again, Barry, on your finish, and you want to give a big thank you out to anybody, now's your time.
Yeah, I definitely got to thank Scott Hunsinger and John Schweikert for working with me there at the end. We had a good strategy. Luckily, it worked out. No cautions came out. DDA Motorsports, IWCR for putting on the race. You guys, MaxSpeedTV, for covering it.
All right, Barry. Well, thank you and appreciate it very much. And again, congratulations. Great finish for a great race. And, man, I'm telling you what, I can't ever remember. Well, maybe one time I've ever seen a finish that was that close. So great job.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, Roger. Roger?
Yeah, I'm trying to get him.
Oh, okay.
Well, fashion way.
Do what?
We're going to have to try this the old-fashioned way, I think, if he's on.
Was he not in the race?
Well, I thought he was, but I can't raise him.
You want me to try to do it, or? Because I'm not hearing you talk on the race channel.
You don't hear me when I key up inside?
No.
Scott Hunziger.
There you go.
Yes, sir. Sorry, I think I might have had a button keyed up wrong there. I was trying to call you for a while and you weren't answering. Man, amazing. 0.00. Second place finish. Looking at the replay, I can't tell which one of you crossed the line first. I don't know how they judged that, but you and your teammate had a whale of a battle that last 100 yards. Tell us about that.
Heck of a lot of fun. Coming off turn 2 there, we got to the outside of John, and we were just going to push on past him, and then I saw there was a lap car coming up, so I thought I was going to try to use his draft a little bit. And then once Barry got to the side of me there, it was just bang doors to the end.
Yeah, I figured the two of you would go ahead and wait until that final lap, and I thought you'd really make a good move off of 2 there, or you'd wait until you got the exit of 4. Joe's turn 2. Did you just feel like you had a good run, or did you already predetermine that you were going to make that move coming off of 2 on him?
Now, it was a combination of the run I had at the time, and also just I was starting to get hot, so might as well just jump it out there and get some air on it then, because if I would have waited until 3, it might have been a little warm, and I don't know if I would have had that same run.
But it looked like the 3 of you really made a conscious effort to stay together, even through the green flag pit stops, and run about that last, I would say, 45, 50 laps together. The decision to come in with that many laps, was that just so that you could make up any of the time you lost? Did you think some guys would try to stretch it, or was it the strategy the whole time to make that short pit and make that final run to the end?
In that first run, we made it 20 laps, and then after that, we were hitting about 19. So we started getting into a cycle where we were going to be short. And once we realized one of the 3 of us was going to be short, we all just committed to going together. And yeah, we actually saved each other a couple of times. On that last stop, I had a terrible stop. I split through my pit stop. They waited for me, and on a previous stop, we did a favor to the other guys. So it worked out.
Well, it was a great run, and, like I said, I can't tell for sure who got second. I'm glad I didn't have to officiate it. But a great run. Good job finishing right up there with your teammate. Is there anybody out there watching maybe that you want to say hello to this evening?
Just the rest of DDM, Jeremy, David Rattler, Lockdown Racing, they're part of the team as well. So all the guys.
Well, once again, congratulations on that finish, and I think Rudy might have the wild man, Mr. Excitement, John Schweikert, with it.
Tear it up, Rudy.
John Schweikert, you got a copy? Hey, John, in here in Teeb speak.
Oh, yeah, go ahead, buddy.
Hey, you guys tried to get there, and I mean to tell you, you were reeling those guys in like, oh man, like gangbusters. John, you guys had absolutely flawless pit stops today. We watched you guys stop. The three of you worked together so well up there, you and Scott Hunsinger and Barry Jacobs. Tell us about some of your strategies and how the communication went between the three of you out there today.
Really, the strategy just comes on the fly. We got hooked up there, and during that one exchange of pit stops, actually, I got to thank Johnny Reed Foley, because a couple times there he was able to get me up to the front, and we scooted on up there. But once I got up there with Barry and Scott during the exchange of pit stops, we kind of got out away from the field, and from that point on, it was just kind of, we were able to maintain out in front of the field, might as well work together, and then, you know, more and more pit stops came. We grew that lead, and then at the end, we were just going as hard as we could, and we were able to run them guys down. I mean, it was good driving. I know we're not on team, but that was just nice. It was good to work with them guys.
Absolutely. Well, you know, I'm looking at the screenshot here of them guys hitting the finish line here, and it looks like Hunsinger had them, but it showed that they finished 0-0-0 all the way across the board. Did you think maybe like one more lap you guys would have caught them and went by them for sure?
No way. I mean, you know, it's basically 2-on-1 at that point. I know they're teammates. I know they're going to work together. So I was just, you know, coming the white flag, I was just waiting for it, and seeing him get the runoff too, and I didn't want to wad us all up, and that would not have been good for the end of the race. So they got the good run, and then I was hoping maybe they would wreck a little bit sooner, and they made it to the line. So congrats to both them guys. It was a fun race. Hopefully it was exciting for the fans and you guys.
Oh, it was. We were excited the whole way. Just watching you guys, you know, making your pit stops and stuff like that. Love to see green flag pit stops. And again, like I said, you guys were just absolutely flawless. We did see a few guys that kind of missed their pit stops and had to back up, but you know, you guys maintained, and it just was amazing to sit there and watch you guys. You know, but John, congratulations coming home third spot today. You want to give a shout out to anybody?
Yeah, as always, I'd like to thank my team, Keith, Ken, Brian, Gibbs, and Gary. They do a really good job and it's a lot of fun. Big shout out to my brother. I know he's watching. Go Marines. Hoorah. So other than that, it's been fun. I appreciate you guys. Appreciate IWCR, and we'll go to the next track and put on another show.
All right, John. Well, thank you, and congratulations again on your finish. And Roger, well, let's get this thing wrapped up here. I've got it on there at them two coming across the line together, and it does look like Hunsinger had maybe an inch or two ahead of Jacobs, but hey, iRacing says Jacobs got it. He got it, right?
Yeah, I don't want to call it, because
Nope.
if I call it, the 22 wins, but I ain't going to call it. They gave it to the 91. Congratulations to Barry. Great race. You know, those teammates, they worked together the entire race. They didn't leave each other, and it ended up paying off for them at the end. So, you know, big congratulations to those two guys coming home 1-2, and a great job by Schweikert hanging in there all by himself. He admitted he knew he was going to be in the catbird seat, and there was just nothing he could do when they made the move. They made a perfect move, and it worked out.
Absolutely. All right, let's run down through the results here real quick. Barry Jacobs scored as the winner, although him and Scott both crossed the finish line at the same time with 0.000 difference between them. So, I mean, absolute tie is what you'd want to call it. John Schweiker coming in third with a very great run there, late run, coming all the way back from over 20 seconds down at one time there with I don't know, what was it, about 18 or 20 to go, and come all the way back up and finishes 1/10 of a second, 0.136 behind these two. Zachary Miller in fourth, Fred Scarfy in fifth, Zachary Chihalas finishing sixth, great finish for him. Paul Crumry seventh, John Verga eighth, Keith Shaner ninth, Donald Stewart 10th. And Roger, you want to go ahead and do the other ones?
Yeah. An unfortunate finish for Johnny Reed Foley in the 11th lap down. The first of our non-lead lap cars ran out of fuel on that final lap and did not make it back to the start-finish line. Same for Galen Gidman in 12th. Michael Muncy in 13th. Ken Worley 14th. Michael Levy 15th. Brian Willison in 16th. Joe Roberts brings it home 17th tonight. Thomas Brandner, in an unfortunate turn of events, finishes 18th. Ross Cato 19th. Nathan Sedlick 20th. John Spisak comes home 21st. Jason Berg in the 22nd position. Randall Drake in the 23rd. And rounding out the field tonight with an early exit, David Butterworth. I never did see what happened to that car, but he only made 16 of the scheduled laps. He was never really in the pack from the start. Maybe there was a mechanical failure. I never did find anything out about it. I just know he finished 24th, and he was 84 laps down tonight.
Wow, okay. All right. Well, that's going to wrap it up here for IWCR. Big congratulations to Barry Jacobs winning by 0.000 over Scott Hunsinger. So great race, 100 laps here tonight, only 2 cautions, but we had 18 lead changes. So really a great race here for 100
laps. And the
laps.
pole sitter won the race.
Yeah, that's right.
Rare at the Super Speedway, especially here with this bunch.
That's really cool. So, all right, guys. Well, that's going to wrap it up for tonight. And tune in. Let's see. I don't think we got a race tomorrow night, but Monday. Yeah. No, Sunday night. Sunday night. Yeah.
Midnight Motorsports, an open truck series.
Yes, sir.
And they've changed times. I don't know if you were aware of that, but they moved up an hour.
I've seen something about that, but yes, I will check into that.
Yeah, they moved up an hour.
Thank you for tuning in here, MaxSpeedTV.